What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the show, man. Recap with Mo, where we getting ready to get down into another breakdown of a show. And it's a new show that I'm introducing to the channel, so I hope that you guys enjoy this review, all right? So, the show tonight we're going to talk about is College Hills, Celebrity Edition Season 2 on BET, all right? I don't even know where the hell to start with this show. All right, let me just go ahead and start it this way. Before look, y'all, I'm struggling right now, but go ahead and make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, all right? But, all right, so let me just go ahead and get into it. So we start off with Tiffany. Tiffany, as we all know, is New York. She played on, she was one of the contestants on Flavor of Love. So I'm gonna leave that at that. We see, what's his name? Kway, who, is the guy on social media with all the wigs and stuff like that. And I believe that at one time he was on one of the episodes of College Hills Season 1, not the Celebrity Edition at the time, because he was not a celebrity at the time. But he had issues while he was going through college, so he pretty much dropped out of school at that point. We next see Orion, who I don't know shit about Orion except that he's Omarion's brother. Now, it stated that he was an R&B guy. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I told y'all, I am struggling right now. Anyway, he was homeschooled, so he never had the opportunity to have an official graduation and shit like that. Anyway, and then it looks like, and we'll talk about it later, that New York is, having some feelings for Orion. So we'll see what comes from that. Next, we see Joseline, and she's best known for Love and Hip Hop and some other shit. And she's going to bring the drama I already know to the table. And, she's a bad hottie. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to leave it at that. Iman, we see he's an ex-basketball player. He used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he's actually married to Tiana Taylor, which I'm truly interested in why this man is on this show. But anyhow, I know he says that he's on there, to gain more knowledge about marketing and stuff like that. So I get it, but I really don't get it. Anyway, going from there, we see Parker, who is best known I didn't even know who the hell she was. But when she showed the picture, I was like, oh, yeah, that's old girl. Parker played on My Wife and the Kids with, Tanisha Campbell and one of the Wayans brothers. I think it's Damon. I think that's his name. Homie don't play that dude. From there, we see Amber Rose, and it says she's a model and some other stuff. We'll move on from there. We see Ray J as the last person in the house, which it shows him as an entrepreneur and an R&B singer, which I would just stick to the entrepreneur because we knew from the previous verses what went down with that. I don't want no drama, I don't want no smoke, so we'll leave that alone. Anyway, he failed the last season and they showed a little bit of that, so he had to come back so he can complete it, but I don't believe that he's going to complete shit with College Hills this term either. But anyway, let's move on, man. So New York, as I said, is the first one that shows up to the crib. She comes in, she's excited about the space, and when she gets in, she finds her room. Well, she finds the best room in the house. I'm not going to say per se her room, right? So when she gets in, she sees the room, she sees the boxes with all the college paraphernalia, including inside the box, and they have initials on each individual box in the room. So it's 2 to a room, I believe. So when she gets in, she starts to read the initials, and she was like, who the hell is that? So she really wants to be in that room because it's, she considers it the best room in the house. So going from there, we see the next guy that comes in is Kway. Now, as I stated before, he's the guy with all the wigs. He did something with Tyler Perry and some other shit like that. So obviously he's very popular on social media. I'm just not in tune with what he does, so I'm gonna leave it at that. So when he comes in, he actually is part of that room that New York has chosen, right? So when he comes in, she comes upstairs with him, and she's showing him around the house. And then she was like, I really want a room with you. And he was like, yeah, I want a room with you too, because you cool. So she was like, yeah, let's do it. So then she gets him in cahoots with her to move the box on the other bed downstairs to where she actually is supposed to be. All right, so they cool. That, I guess that's the benefit of showing up, on time. Being the first one or two people in the house. You can do shit like that and get away with it for right now. So next we see Orion, who they state is an R&B singer, and New York is smitten, by the way he looks, obviously, because she makes comments on it. And then we see all these people start showing up back to back. So like I said before, Iman pretty much shares that he's there to get more marketing experience, more marketing knowledge, but we'll talk about that later because that's not what they're getting this certificate in. Anyway, we're going to leave that alone. So next we see Parker's there, and then we see everybody talking, they're having a good time, and everybody's just, having, like I said, filling everyone out, having a good time. People are laughing and drinking, and they're still trying to think about who is the next person to show up. All right, so everybody's trying to think in their head who it is, who is it? And Amber Rose is like, I think I already know who it is. So when Ray J shows up, she was like, I already knew who it was, and everybody was excited to see Ray J back in the house. All right, so going from there, everybody's outside on the patio. It looks like outside they're chilling, they're talking. Let me step back a little bit. When Joseline gets there, everybody's cool, and she's trying to fill everyone out. Now, she did a little twerkalate there. I didn't want to miss that. Let me go ahead and put that out there. She did a little twerkalation right there. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty good, people. My bad. I just had to... I had to let that be known right there. Going back, man. So, man, all right, so now let's get into some of the meat of this show, because I'm not going to keep y'all long on this because it wasn't a whole lot of shit for me to get into. Everybody was just being introduced to everybody and going into orientation. So I don't really want to bore y'all with that. So let's go ahead and talk about where the stuff starts to hit the fan, all right? So New York lost her daughter. All right, and I'm gonna have to spell that out on the screen because when I heard it, I thought she was saying daughter, right? But she was talking about her dog, Ter. And all right, look, I don't want to get banned or shadow banned. I don't want people to diss me and all this stuff. Listen, I know that there are some dog lovers out there. Shit, I grew up with a dog, but my dog was outside. That my parents were real big on that. We didn't have no dogs in the house. When I got older, my wife, she wanted a little dog, so we got a Maltipoo, and it had some kidney issues. And, eventually he died. His name was Models, all right? So, when he died, I was like, oh, damn, he died. He had a kidney issue. And I was like, it is what it is. But I didn't call him my son, and I know for some people it's like family. It is family to them. So I don't want to be insensitive when I say that. But on another token, you can't get mad at someone who is not in that headspace, who don't have dogs or animals, and they have actual real children, New York. You cannot look at them in a way that or take away from them what their feelings are towards comparing their actual human kids with actual animals. They're not the same. And I don't mean any harm when I say that. I know people might get upset about that, but they're not the same. Now, I'm not taking anything away from New York. She has her own personal feelings, and I'm going to hurry up and get off of this because I don't want nobody to get mad at me and shit like that, but I'm just saying how it is. There's no way in the world that I'm going to sit up here and compare a dog to my daughter who has actual thoughts that can convey those thoughts to me, that can make life changes, think on her own, think on his own, my son. All of these, they are able to do, what they want to do on their own terms. A dog is not able to do that per se. a dog is following somebody else's lead, just like kids do at a certain extent. So I guess that's what people were trying to say. But anyway, man, listen. So the shit hits the fan because New York is carrying around this little puppy dog, stuffed animal. And she was like, yeah, it just reminds me of something that died, my baby that died, and it's a comfort toy. So I get it. So it hit the fan when Joseline is talking to her, and she says, daughter. All right, so Joseline thought she was talking about her actual kid. Well, long story short, it hits the fan when Parker conveys to her, no, she's not talking about no damn kid. She's talking about her dog. So, of course, Joseline is like, what the hell? Like, no, I ain't apologizing for that because I ain't giving you no... I ain't giving you no daggone love for no dog. Like, I ain't there yet. So, listen, I saw what it was. I saw it coming. But it's two different spectrums, y'all. It is what it is. And Joseline and New York are not going to work on this show. I can tell you that right now. Also, Joseline is not going to work because, shit, she locked Parker out of her own damn room. And Parker is like... Like, I didn't have nothing to do with this. I just want to go to my room where my shit is. My personal shit is. I ain't got nothing to do with no dog. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. I just want to go to my room. Well, of course, Joseline locks her out of the room for multiple hours. Like, Joseline, you fine in some ways. But at the same time, you know, it's hard for people to be on your side, baby girl, if you sitting up there doing ill shit to people. And that was ill as hell. Like, you cannot do that. The next thing that I wanted to point out real quick before I get up out of here, like I said, I wasn't going to hold y'all long. It wasn't a whole lot of stuff to talk about. Let me see. Oh, Amber. Amber Rose was actually supposed to be in the room with Ray J. Now, Ray J... we know his history. We know all of that shit like that. And, let's see, Amber doesn't want to be in the room with him. Which is strange to me because, I mean, out of all the people she's been with, and this ain't no shame here, it is what it is. Like, he got a sex tape, shit. You probably got sex tapes too. Who knows? Allegedly. I don't know. But at the same time, what's the problem? Like, you guys are getting to know each other. Maybe y'all can play musical rooms where y'all can move around and shit like that. I'm not sure. But daggone, like, everybody want to be with, what's his name? Kway or whatever his name is. Like, I guess he's the safe space, right? So, anyway, man. And then when they get to dinner, this is another part that pops up. Like I said, Ray J and Joseline, Joseline in New York, Amber and Ray J. It's just going to be some drama in there. I think everyone else is going to be cool, but who knows what's about to go down. From there, we get to the dinner table, right? And when we get to the dinner table, Ray J is talking about how he likes his meat rare. And I think New York said something about some poo. And I'm going to leave it at that to keep it sensitive. I'm going to keep it cultured over here, all right? So, I'm trying my best, y'all. So, she said, pink, use your imagination. And he was like, oh, I like mine rare. I like my pee rare. And Joseline overhearing the conversation, sitting directly next to him, is like, I hope you talking about your wife's pee, because you shouldn't be talking about nobody else's pee. And he was like, no, who else am I going to be talking about? Once again, Joseline, you rubbing people in the wrong way. I know Ray J knows a little bit of you, but at the same time, you can't be overly aggressive. I mean, you just can't be overly aggressive, sis. So listen, baby girl, you're gonna have to move in another way. You can't do this on this show and think you're gonna be successful. You guys are all here to get your certificate. Ain't nobody getting no degrees off in here. So you might as well find your cool space right now. Secondly, and the last thing that I want to mention, New York. You're coming to school to get an education, baby girl. I need you to read a little bit, New York. Tiffany, I'm sorry. I need you to read a little bit. Curriculum. Spell that out a little bit. I don't know if somebody was trying to... I don't know if somebody was trying to coach you at the very beginning, but look, I don't know if that was a setup or not, but damn, I can't even say the shit like she said it. Anyway, and on the positive note, I did like the part in the orientation. Let me give y'all some pros on the show in episode 1. In the student orientation, they talked about the Marion 9, a group of African Americans who got together and raised over $500 to start this educational institute that we know of today as ASU. So I was glad that they were able to share some of that, that Black history there at HBCU, where they, the first thing that we did as a people, as a culture, was when we were released from slavery back then in those days was to inspire and to cultivate ourselves and educate ourselves. So if you look back to the late 1800s, you will see a lot of that going on, where a lot of HBCUs, pretty much had their starts and they built from the ground up from that point on. So if there was a pro in this, that would be the one thing that I saw in that. And anyway, I'm gonna step away from it right now and let y'all digest it and talk amongst yourselves and leave some comments down below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And I'm gonna give y'all episode 2 probably a little bit later on this week. Well, actually tomorrow, because I believe episode 3 airs tomorrow night. So I gotta hurry up and get my shit together. But anyway, man, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll talk to you guys later on. Peace.